I hope everyone is doing well. I first of all just want to apologize for my voice if it sounds a little bit odd. It's because I am a little bit sick. This is what I came up with. You don't have to do exactly this. You can take inspiration from it, make it your own, whatever you want. So without further ado, here we go. I'm starting off with my Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. I'm just going to use a foundation brush to apply that in the various areas all over my face, and then whatever is left on the brush, I'm going to use that and apply that to underneath my chin as well as down my neck, just to make everything super seamless and nicely blended so that I don't have like a mask effect. Everything kind of blends in nicely even though the foundation is pretty close to my skin tone. Then for powder, I am applying my Covergirl loose powder in the shade 110. I am skipping concealer for this look for two reasons. Number one, because I'm only doing this tutorial for the sake of the tutorial. I will be taking the makeup off right after. And also because I will be applying glitter around my dark circle area. Going in for my brows, I'm using Dipbrow in the shade Ebony by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Just using a spoolie to comb out my brows, and then using a thin angle brush from Essence. I'm just defining the tail end of my brows. So I like to go underneath first and then kind of perfect the bottom side of the tail, and then brush the hairs down and then go on the overside, like the top side of the tail. And I will make sure that I fill in between the hairs in brushing motions, just so there's like no white spots. And then with the leftover product on the brush, I just lightly go in and fill in the ends, making sure everything is nicely blended in. Then I go in with a concealer brush and my foundation just to clean up any mess that I might have made. I like to use foundation because it's closer to my skin tone. Using concealer I find gives like a halo kind of effect, like wherever I put the concealer, and I don't want it to be lighter and highlighted around my brows, so I like to use foundation. For finishing touches on the brows, I'm just going in with Essence Brow and Lash Gel. It's just a clear gel to hold my brows in place. Start off with the eyes. I'm using MAC Paint Pot in Painterly, applying that with my fingers all over the lid and brow bone area, so from the lash line up to the brow bone. Taking Bitter by MAC Cosmetics on a fluffy eyeshadow crease brush by Essence, I'm just applying that, focusing on the outer corner and then blending it inwards all the way to the inner corner. And then I'm going to take Jewel Blue, also by MAC Cosmetics, and apply that into the inner and outer corners of the eye to create like a halo effect. So I'm just really applying that with a smaller brush first and then blending it out after. And I will go in a few times, dip into the product, apply it, blend it, dip in, apply and blend, just until I get the intensity that I want, until I am happy with it. Now what I'm doing is just taking a clean blending brush and blending the eyeshadow Bitter and Jewel Blue together to create like a more seamless blending job. And then since I lost some of the intensity of the blue, I'm going back in and reapplying that and then just going to blend it out. Now I'm just taking the first Essence brush that I started off with and a little bit of Bitter again and just adding a little bit of that color to the upper crease area. Next, I'm going to be taking Zonk Blue, also by MAC Cosmetics, and using a shader brush, I am applying that to my lid, basically where I have no product. And as you can see, that kind of covered up the first blue that I used, so I'm going back in again with Jewel Blue just to bring back the intensity of that in the inner and outer corners. Now using one of my favorite current products, Rimmel ScandalEyes eyeshadow stick in the color number 9, Blamed Blue. I'm applying that very carefully just to my lower lash line. Then I'm taking a pencil brush and Jewel Blue and I'm blending out the eyeshadow stick. Then using a light green eyeliner by Faces Cosmetics in the shade Maui, I'm applying that to the inner corner as a base for the shadow that I will be applying on top of this. It's just going to help intensify and make the color appear brighter. So I'm just taking a small brush. This one is actually a lip brush, and I'm taking Bitter and packing that onto the corner and then blending the edges out into the other eyeshadow. Going back in with that pencil brush that I used to blend out the eyeshadow stick, I'm just further blending out Bitter in the inner corner. Using a thin, super thin eyeliner brush, you can get these at like art stores, dollar stores, stuff like that. I'm using gel liner to map out where I want my wing to be. And I like to look back and forth at my other eye just to make sure that everything is nice and symmetrical and as matchy-matchy as possible. Then I will just go in and kind of map out the rest of the wing. So join it to like my lash line, make it nice and seamless. And then once I'm happy with that, I go in with my NYC Liquid Liner. I just find liquid liner easier to work with overall, but I find it easier to map out a precise wing with a small liner brush and gel eyeliner. So I don't know what happened to this next part. It was fine, but it just got cut out all of a sudden. I'm just using Benefit's Dallas bronzer to go around the perimeter of my face as well as my cheeks. And I'm using the same product to contour because there's no shimmer in it. It is a matte bronzer. And I'm just deepening up the areas where I want to contour. So underneath my cheekbones, my nose, and around the very edge of my face. For blush, I'm using NARS Orgasm. Just applying that to my cheekbones and then blending it up. That's my face because I couldn't find my highlighter. So I'm going to improvise and use Sin from the Urban Decay Naked palette, the original one. Using a shader brush, I'm applying that to my brow bone as well as along my nose, to the center of the forehead, my cupid's bow, as well as a little bit on my cheekbones. Now I'm just going to take some glitter glue and apply that in an upside down triangular shape on my lash line. This is a glitter stack that I got from Faces Cosmetics. I'm just using the light blue on the top part, and then I'm going to take a little bit of silver and then apply that on the bottom. And I'm actually going to take the silver once most of it's off and kind of tap it up into the blue as well, just to blend the two glitters together. And be careful every time you dip into the glitter that you do tap off the excess because you don't want fallout everywhere. So now I'm just going to go and curl my lashes, as you can see, and the mascara I will be using for the top and bottom is Maybelline's Colossal Volume Express. And also for this look, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. You can really use it as inspiration, modify it to suit your needs to make it more wearable for you if you're not comfortable with this exact look. I like to let my mascara dry before I go in with falsies. After the mascara, I'm just skipping straight to the lips, and I will be using Rimmel Retractable Lip Liner in the shade Natural. Watch what happens right here. That's the reason why I don't like these. Anyway, so I'm just gonna finish lining my lips and filling them in. Achoo! Bless me, bless me. And then going in with a slightly darker lip liner, like a caramel shade. I'm just gonna go around the edge of my lip line with that. And my skin is like super dry. Literally, after I moisturize so much, 5 minutes later, it'll start flaking again. So I apologize for that nastiness. Just the weather. Weather got my skin like. Now I'm just gonna go in with Essence lipstick. I forgot what shade it's in, but I'll have that down below. I really love these lipsticks. They're so inexpensive, so smooth and moisturizing, and they smell really good too. Now, just to blend everything in, I'm going back in with that second lip liner that I used, just on the edges to blend the lipstick and the lip liner together. Using Rimmel ScandalEyes, this is the same product as before, but it's in a different shade. It's number 8 in Blackmail. I'm just tightlining with that, just to hide any whites that might show through. And then using Ardell 385s, my absolute favorite lashes. I'm just using tweezers to pop those on top of my natural lashes. To finish everything off, once the glue dries, I'm just going to go over the lash band with my NYC Liquid Liner just to hide any glue that may not have dried properly. And that, guys, concludes the look. I hope you enjoyed it. I apologize for the bad lighting, any odd angles. I'm still getting used to filming. Like I said, you don't have to do exactly what I did. You could keep the glitter very close to the lash line. You could put it on the lid, on the inner corner, use it on top of the eyeliner to create like a double wing, whatever you want. Anyways, take care. I'll catch you guys later.